Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about the impact that Jalen Hurts has for the Eagles. When Jalen Hurts was starting for the Eagles, they were 13-1 and cruising through their entire schedule. However, Jalen Hurts has missed the last two games due to a shoulder injury, as the Eagles have gone 0-2 without him. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. How much do the Eagles need Jalen Hurts? And the answer to that is a lot. They need him a lot. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most, I'd say they probably need him at a 10. I mean, that's how valuable Jalen Hurts is for the Philadelphia Eagles. No offense to Gardner Minshew. I think the guy can definitely play in the NFL. I think he's an NFL caliber quarterback. I actually think he could be a starter on some teams. But if the Eagles want to maintain their Super Bowl hopes alive, they better get Jalen Hurts back ASAP. They need Jalen Hurts to play this week, or else their chances are going to be doomed. I mean, sure, Gardner Minshew, he's not the worst quarterback out there. He's on the same level as a Teddy B or something like that. But let's be honest, Gardner Minshew is not really going to be a quarterback that provides a lot of confidence for you moving forward. I mean, Gardner Minshew, he's not a bad QB. He's just really limited in what he does. But Jalen Hurts is the X factor of the Philadelphia Eagles. I kept seeing people talk throughout the year, kept talking about how Jalen Hurts was a system QB, about how the Eagles system was a plug-and-play system, but Jalen Hurts has shown you it's not just a plug-and-play system. Jalen Hurts is the system in Philadelphia. Those same coaches that everybody thought was amazing for the Eagles, tell me this then, that how come the Philadelphia Eagles haven't been able to win a single game without Jalen Hurts in the last two games? Sure, they were playing against the Dallas Cowboys and they were playing against the New Orleans Saints. Those are two pretty tough defenses. But if they're as good as what they've been advertised, trust me, they would have been able to win just one of those two games. And that's what the Eagles needed. They just needed to win one out of those two games in order to clinch the number one seed. And sure, they can still clinch the number one seed with a win this Sunday. But if they want to beat the Giants this Sunday, they better play Jalen Hurts just for the morale of this team. Because if the Philadelphia Eagles go 13-4 and end the season on a 3-game losing streak, they are not going to win that division. I know that there's a scenario where if the Cowboys lose, the Eagles clinch the division. But let's be honest, that's really not going to happen. I mean, the Cowboys are playing against a team that's already eliminated from playoff contention, and the Eagles can't be relying on help like that anyway. And if they want to get the number one seed, they better win this game, because if they don't win this game, they pretty much lose out on the right to have the number one seed. And the only way I see the Philadelphia Eagles going to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, they were my Super Bowl pick before the season started, the only way I see that happening is if they get the number one seed. If they don't get the number one seed, no Super Bowl for them. That means they got to play Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is 80% okay, he should play in Week 18. He's got to close this out against the Giants. And if his shoulder's still not feeling all right, you give him an extra week of rest. And besides, the Eagles are going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs if they just simply beat the Giants this Sunday. And here's the thing that they're playing against the Giants. The Giants are probably going to rest starters this upcoming Sunday. And even when they played against the first-string Giants team, they beat them 48-21. So I can't see why the Eagles wouldn't be able to beat a backup team of the New York Giants, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they have the better players. They should have the better quarterback as long as he can return to the lineup. I mean, do I think they can win this game with Gardner Minshew? Yes, but I can't guarantee you that. If they play an 80% version of Jalen Hurts, I can guarantee you that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go ahead and win this game. I mean, when you look at Jalen Hurts, he's an MVP candidate. I mean, arguably, he's been able to prove that he should have be the MVP pick just because of the fact that the Eagles haven't been able to win a game without Jalen Hurts in the last two games. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think Patrick Mahomes will be named the MVP. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, what he's doing with that Kansas City team with basically nobody outside of Travis Kelce, I mean, that's been really incredible to see. And Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the National Football League, so he probably will win the MVP. But when you look at Jalen Hurts, he has every right to be in that same conversation as Patrick Mahomes when you talk about the most valuable player award. Because when you hear the word most valuable player, you think about the impact that a player has on a team. And there's no one that's been more impactful to his team outside maybe Patrick Mahomes than Jalen Hurts has been. You look at what Jalen Hurts has been able to do this year. Sure, his numbers aren't all that great, at least passing the football-wise, but you look at his leadership, you look at his toughness, you look at his ability to elevate that running game for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, it has been pretty incredible. He turned Miles Sanders into a top 5 running back. He made everybody think that Miles Sanders was a Pro Bowl caliber running back. Now, as soon as Jalen Hurts misses 2 games, what happens? Miles Sanders turns into a pedestrian running back that is often injured. That's what he turned into, and that's what he's always been prior to this year. But this year, when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, because Jalen Hurts, he runs a lot of read options, he runs a lot of RPOs that opens up the running game for everyone else, and that's why Miles Sanders was getting all those big gains, and that's why everybody was thinking, oh man, Miles Sanders, he really broke out into a Pro Bowl running back, and he's such a star at that position. And although Miles Sanders is a good player, let's be honest, he would not have been the same player if Jalen Hurts did not play the way that he has been all year long. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's done an incredible job. And sometimes you got to look deeper than the numbers. You got to look at the leadership abilities. You got to look at the toughness. And Jalen Hurts, he shows so much of that. That's why I say, to me, the Eagles need Jalen Hurts a whole ton. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the Eagles don't need him. But I would digress with that because the Philadelphia Eagles, like I said, they've been 0-2 without Jalen Hurts, and Gardner Minshew isn't even a bad quarterback. But this just proves to you how great Jalen Hurts is as a quarterback. This is not some plug-and-play system. It's as simple as that. You look at the numbers that Jalen Hurts has been putting up this year, 22 passing touchdowns, 13 rushing touchdowns. He's only thrown 5 picks. He's lost 2 fumbles. I mean, Jalen Hurts, if you combine his turnovers and his total touchdowns, he has a 35-7 TD turnover ratio, which to me is freaking elite. So to me, when you look at Jalen Hurts, he is technically putting up elite stats, but you look at his intangibles, and he's been beyond elite in that department. And if the Philadelphia Eagles, if they want to go ahead and get to the Super Bowl this year, they got to get the number 1 seed. They got to get that off week. They got to have home field advantage in Philly, where they're going to have that crazy rabid fan base, where they're going to have the fan base that's going to give the support to those guys. Also, with the home field advantage of Philadelphia, it's just different playing in that atmosphere. So that's what I'm seeing in Jalen Hurts. That's why I said that his impact on the football team, it is so tremendous. And you also look at the completion percentage that Jalen Hurts has put up, 67.3%. That's a tremendous jump. That's a 6% jump from his last season. Last year, he had 61.3% completion percentage. This year, he's got 67.3%. So I see that he put in tremendous strides in his work. And when you look at his all-purpose yards, he's already got over 4,000 total yards when you combine his passing and rushing. So I just look at the efficiency that Jalen Hurts is putting up. I look at his ability to carry the Eagles on his shoulders. So when you talk about the impact that Jalen Hurts has been, I cannot state enough how impactful he has been for the Eagles. And him missing the last 2 games, it just shows how impactful he really is. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, what I'm seeing, I see a 10 in terms of the impact that Jalen Hurts is putting on for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are not going to be contending for Super Bowls if they don't have Jalen Hurts. But the Eagles also need to have the number 1 seed in order to have a really good shot of going to the Super Bowl. I do think the Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl if they do get the number 1 seed. That's why they got to play Jalen Hurts in Week 18. It's not so much of him having the talent that he has, but it's more like his presence. And when opposing defenses see Jalen Hurts, it's just different out there. So that is why the Eagles need Jalen Hurts in the worst way possible. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.